Bricks and Minifigs is your one-stop shop for all things LEGO. Hit the link below to find a store near you. Hi everyone, Joshua Hanlon here, and today I'm with Dante in Miami, Florida. We're in his incredible art studio looking at some of his really unique LEGO art installations. You can see one of his pieces behind me here. He is well known for his incorporation of LEGO with house building materials and combining those two in really unique ways. So if you can, tell me a little bit about this whole piece and kind of this art structure that we're looking at here, as well as just kind of your background as a LEGO artist.
Yes, I received an invitation the year 2019 from the Al Sharjah Cultural representing the Islamic art. And then I decided to represent this based on their topic, which was the past of Islamic culture through time. And that's why I'm representing this with this reference as a sun clock, which refers to the past of time. This piece here represents the, sorry.
Oh, you're fine. This is like modern art, kind of more modern art here and kind of different periods of Islamic art and history.
Exactly. And I want to show you this with light, but it's off now. It's a representation of the cities today in Middle East. Fantastic and modern cities. And there's on this side represented the oasis.
I love how you've hidden the scene way down in there, and so you really kind of have to explore the art piece when you open these doors. Exactly. You look in there, and you're able. There's even details we'll see in the next room, kind of details on the roof and all around.
Representation of the mosque.
And so yeah, there are details on the ceiling here, on the floor. That's amazing how you incorporate all of that in there.
Very much.
So
it's a lot of fun doing this because I'm always doing something different and representing the desires of the people that contact me to represent whatever they want to represent. Most of the times are lobbies, sports, favorites, memories, all that kind of stuff.
And I know you can see the lights on this side. You've just moved into a new studio here in Miami, though, and that's why things are still getting set up. Some things don't have the lights in them, but
unfortunately, it's not ready.
No, that's okay. It's still great to see your work here. Tell me a little bit more about how you incorporate and kind of combine the LEGO with the construction materials. How do you combine those two up?
Yes, the concept of the piece is to make the people think that the Legos are inside the wall all over the place. Because most of the time, this is self-standing arch, but most of the time my installations goes inside the wall, and that's the main concept, to make the people think that the entire place is built out of Legos. And I hide this hiding worlds inside, representing whatever the people wants to represent inside.
It's such a fun idea. I really love how you've done this here. We can move over this direction then, and you see kind of more of your building space.
Look, there is a little hanging piece here, which represents that it's important to be on the right place. As you can see, the mariachi is singing in the wrong window.
So these two kind of work together then.
Exactly. Yes.
And then you start to see how you organize.
All my little stuff here in the smaller compartments.
So you organize by piece type here.
Yes, and I try to organize them by color, but that's going to be anytime soon. Not yet, as you can see. We are also experimenting with mosaics. We have a plan to create something about that, the mosaics composition. And here's the biggest stuff, the big bricks on the bottom, the smaller on the top.
Do a lot of your pieces use kind of like large quantities of just kind of 2x4 bricks, like a lot of that basic brick, or what types of pieces do you find?
The brick that I use more is the 2x4.
Okay.
2x6 and 2x2. But
kind of building that structure into the wall.
Because installations are big, and those bricks help me to advance more fast, I would say, and give more support to the structure of the piece, which is sometimes very exposed to the plane of the kids in the house, so it must be strong. And I'll all glue them. It's something that the Lego fans don't like it too much, but unfortunately I have no option in this situation because I must glue them to keep the safe of the kids in the house.
Are a lot of your installations in just people's private homes or for businesses or kind of a mixture of everything?
Yeah, some commercials and private homes. Hopefully in the future, I expect to have some installation in a museum or art gallery. Yes, not yet.
No, that would be incredible, though. I think this would make for an amazing museum exhibit. So we can see another one of your pieces over here. I think this is one of your earlier works, right? Tell us about this one.
First, self-standing column. It's called Unwavering. It has a very strong support in the middle. It looks like it's gonna fall down anytime soon, but it's not gonna happen. It's completely strong and refers to that. The work is to think about the idea that sometimes the things looks breakable but are unwavering.
What is that support in the middle? Is that all Lego or?
No, it's a 4x4 piece of wood.
Okay.
That go from the bottom to the top, holding all the structure.
And so you start by kind of making that structure and then building the Lego around that? Is that how it works? Or
I create the structure first and then go with the Legos outside and then the finish. The covering. And there is a little scene here. It was a small scene. I think one of the first is an old way that people used to go to the bathroom with a newspaper.
So this is kind of the earliest time that you included a scene in a build. We saw that with some of your other work earlier, and so kind of those hidden scenes and making it more than just what you see when you first look at the piece.
Exactly. It's in my intention is to give to the people that they find more and more inside my installations. That's why I always try to not expose them completely, and that's why I use windows, doors, and some hidden gems inside the installations.
How did you decide on the colors for all the bricks here? Is this just a bunch of colors you had on hand, or
this one is random? It's a bunch of colors that I have at that time, but today I think more about the color composition. It depends. If I receive the inquiry from an interior designer that wants to have that the installation has a predominance of the yellows or oranges or red, I choose that option, and then I create the installation based on that requirement.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So I can move over to some other pieces you have here as well. There's this one here. What's the story behind this piece?
This piece was commissioned to represent communication. It was the topic of the exhibition, communication. So, unfortunately, also it's soft, but it represents in this case, it's a lady with a computer, with her iPad, chatting with somebody else. This is a conference room. And here is the representation of a lot of old stuff from the communication, like cassette is word?
Cassette?
Yes, radio, old TV, old phone. And this is a representation of the virtual experience, virtual reality.
I love that. Got like the dolphin piece in there.
Yes, it's having a stingray, dolphin, and more fishes.
How is the this is just like drywall, right, on the outside?
It's a regular drywall that I break it with a shape that I choose before I started doing the main Lego structure.
Okay, so the drywall is the first step, and then you build the Lego in there.
No, I choose the shape, and then I create the Legos, but the drywall I cut at the end.
Okay.
And then I treat it with a sealer on the broken part to avoid the dust and keep it clean.
Gotcha. That makes sense. It looks really nice. Another really impressive piece is up here on the wall. Maybe one of your largest here. This is kind of more of a mosaic style piece. What are all the different things that you were wanting to kind of represent here?
This is a play of words. It says joyful ego or joyful Lego, whatever, and it represents things related to the ego, like the number one, like the winner, like the king, and exotic stuff like an exotic bird. It represents that all inside the world, joyful ego.
I love the mixture of colors in this piece and the things you represented, like the Rubik's Cube there. That looks great. Another cool thing you've done is you overlap the bricks over the drywall here, and so it's sort of like a 3D effect.
Yes, this is the first time that I do this because most of the time the Legos are completely inside the drywall. But in this case, I decided to go over the drywall to give that aspect of 3D perspective.
And then what's the background is just kind of like the gray is kind of the whole background, then you built on top of that?
Exactly. My intention in this case was recreate a brick wall, a gray brick wall to, it's like a graffiti. That's why the blue part is like falling, and there is some magic on it, represented with those little stars, and some elements of beauty like the flower, the chameleon.
Yeah, yeah.
And we love UFOs and alien stuff, all that stuff, and I also love the Rubik's Cube. That's why those elements are incorporated. I love them.
No, that's super fun. For this piece, did you build this wooden frame as well then? So it's all kind of one large installation, one piece?
Exactly. Yes. In this case, are 3 parts. As you can see here, the division in one of the parts. This one is invisible, but still being capable to divide them in 3 parts to transport them. Yeah. That way it would be very complicated to move this piece, which is 12 by 6.
No, I mean, the size of these pieces is really incredible. I want to make sure we take a look over here more. So this is actually your kind of work in progress area now. So you're working on a piece currently. Tell us a little bit about kind of what you have going on here. We'll make sure John can show this here.
Okay, this is going to be an installation that in which I'm going to represent the adventures battle. So this is just the beginning. Unfortunately, I can show nothing relevant.
Well, it's interesting, though, to see kind of your early process. So yes. Here you have to work in a very small area, right?
Exactly. I have a regular wall of 3.5 inches thick. So to create more space inside the installation, I decided to do this platform, which is going to give me more space to recreate and make a bigger scene.
So the build will come down and it'll sit on top of here.
Exactly. All the scene is going to be set on this platform. Mm-hmm. It's going to be mobile, as you can see, and it's going to be inside the wall, like my regular installations. And what else?
Yeah, well, then you can see how you kind of have all your bricks to pull from here. So talk a little bit about, I guess, your work process. When you're working on this, you've got your bricks here. What is your process?
Set the bricks that I'm going to use on the installations, and this is something that I built by myself based on my skills of carpenter. And I can regulate the height of this because sometimes the installations, as you can see, I can regulate the height of the chair, as well as the height of the Lego supply, which is I can go up and down. You see, and put it in a more comfortable position.
Yeah.
So
that's fantastic.
Thank you. Most of the time, I set the biggest pieces on the bottom and the smaller on the top, but now, as you can see, it's empty, so because I don't have that necessity today.
So you mentioned there that you have a background as a carpenter. Talk a little bit more about your background before doing Lego art and kind of how that impacts your Lego art today and how you combine those things up.
I started my life here in Miami there by 2000, the year 2000, when I moved with my wife. And then I started working on the construction field as a carpenter contractor. And after a few years working as a carpenter, I started doing art. I started working with a very well-known artist in Miami, being his assistant for more than 5 years, until the moment that I feel the necessity of create my own stuff and doing my own career on the art world. And I came up with this idea of working with Legos, filling a hole in the wall, doing a small installation with Lego bricks inside a little hole in the wall. And that hole started growing. As you can see, up to date, that I'm doing huge installations and still growing. And doing more, incorporating more lights, sounds, doing more complex scenes.
So you're kind of pushing yourself to kind of make, not just with Lego, but other materials, what kind of combining it all up.
Exactly. Yes, yes. All related, most of the time, more related to the architectural world and related to my past as a contractor in the construction field.
Yeah. I love that combination. That's really, really neat. So is it just you that does all the work, or do you have any assistants that help with the installations at this time? How does that work?
Most of the time I have my son, which is my main assistant here with the, on the installation and on the creation process, and also my wife, that she's a painter. She produces her stuff here, and on her free time she helped me with the organization of the Lego stuff, and we also combine ideas, brainstorming ideas about my installations, because I take advantage that she's an artist also. We have a vision together on this, on the creation of the scenes and the general aspect, aesthetical aspect of the installations.
That's so fantastic. So if people want to see more of your work online, where do you kind of post your art out there? Where's the best place to follow you typically?
My main platform is Instagram, and also TikTok and Facebook. But my main one is Instagram.
Great. Well, we'll make sure to put a link to your Instagram and your social media then in the description of the video. So if everybody watching this wants to check out more, there's so many incredible pieces that you've built and installed in different places around the world. So definitely go check that out. It's really, really amazing stuff. Thank you so much for showing me around here today. I appreciate it.